Hey guys, welcome back to the BuzWeaver channel. And in our top stories today from the Daily Wire, by the numbers, the state of Biden's America is absolutely expletive abysmal. I couldn't agree more. And of course, last night was the State of the Union, or as I like to call it, the establishment strategy for the Union. And we're just going to get right into it, guys. Let's start with inflation, which a few months ago hit a 40-year high. In December 2020, the last full month in office for President Donald Trump, the rate of inflation was 1.4 according to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. The average for the entire year of 2020 was 1.2, data show. But after Biden killed the Keystone XL pipeline, froze student debt collection, rejoined the Paris Climate Accords, made a pathway for illegals to gain citizenship, and halted construction on the border wall, all actions he took on day one, inflation started to climb. In his first 6 months in office, inflation went from 1.4 to 5.4%. It was worse in 2022, rising to 9.1 by June. But Biden is a highly skilled liar, apparently, according to the Daily Wire. Inflation has fallen for 6 straight months, all the way down to 6.5%. The average for 2020 was 8, soaring from 1.2% in 2020. Now, some people argue that the president shouldn't take credit for a good economy and certainly doesn't deserve the blame for a bad one. But in Biden's case, he definitely deserves the blame. Now, there's all kinds of reasons and explanations, as you can see in this article, and I will link it below. You guys can read it point by point, because almost every day someone will post something about how wonderful AOC is from some of my shorts, or how wonderful Biden is, and this, that, and the other. And I explain to them what the actual situation is, because I wonder what these people's state of mind is, as well as what country they may be living in. Because in the United States, everyone is feeling what's going on with Joe Biden. Everyone who has to provide for their families and themselves, who have to buy gas to go to work, who have to buy groceries, who may have to buy retail items for their home or other expenses that they may have, not to mention the fact that personal friends of mine have been laid off because house mortgages just aren't happening right now. There's just, the economy and inflation is devastating. As you can see here, look, the price of these eggs right here, $11.49. Absolutely, everyone can feel it. There's no mystery here. So when these people tell me how it's supposed to be better under Joe Biden, I wonder about their actual state of mind. I really do. Now, Drudge, I used to be a huge fan of Drudge, and apparently he had some kind of falling out with Donald Trump. And since then, his site has kind of just drifted so far to the left. It's sad, but this is interesting. State of disunion. Dems celebrate Republicans' jeer 72 approve speech. Now, I don't know who approved the speech, because it's a link to this political article. And I looked through it, and I didn't see where the 72% came from. I'm going to assume that maybe 72% of Democrats agreed with it. Politico. He rope a dope them. Democrats celebrate GOP jeers or at State of the Union, I should say here. Prominent Democrats on Wednesday rallied behind President Joe Biden after he faced tense jeering from Republicans during the State of the Union address. Well, of course, that's only natural, considering it showed just that Biden was talking to the average American, and the contrast of these guys screaming and yelling and throwing junk on the wall and not having a plan, just calling names, I think is going to serve the president so well. It's going to serve the country well, said Senator Majority Leader Chuck Schumer on MSNBC's Morning Joe. Absolutely absurd. This was just, I can understand the president trying to appeal to the average American, but you know what the average American understands? When they go to the grocery store and prices for food is ridiculous, and then when they have to get gas for their car so they can go to work to make the money to buy the groceries, they can also feel it. So this is absolutely astonishing to me of how the Democrats are trying to cover for themselves. The president's speech at the Capitol on Tuesday night began without much theatrics, but slowly escalated over the roughly 75 minutes to GOP heckling and off-script responses from Biden. The jeering ranged from shouted boos to audible calls for the Republican side of the House of secure the border and your fault. And I love this image right here, too, of him, by the way. And ladies and gentlemen, it is, well, if you have been a member of the BuzWeaver channel, a subscriber, a viewer, you know what we have talked about all this time. And I am sure you, if you are an American, are feeling it just as much as I'm feeling it. And if you're in parts of the world, for all our foreign viewers, you guys are also feeling it, because when things aren't going well in the United States, it doesn't go well for many parts of the world. And here on Real Clear Politics, the most, a very well aggregated site that I like to use for news and polls, you can see that his disapproval is at 51.4 and his approval is at 44.3. And then if we go to 538, you can see that his disapproval is 51.9 and his approval is at 43%. And what does it give a date? No, it doesn't give a date of that, and I'm not going to look up day 750, whatever. But nonetheless, guys, absolutely astonishing. Let me know down in the comment section below if you actually watched the State of the Union address last night, or decided to forego watching any of it because, of course, you knew exactly what was going on. And, of course, as of today, nothing has changed. Gas is still the same, and prices at the grocery store will still be the same. Retail prices will still be the same. People woke up to the same prices and the same issues of high inflation, and, of course, interest rates were raised last Friday. So this is not a mystery. This is not a mystery. This isn't my opinion to make Joe Biden look bad or to criticize or to be derisive towards the man. It's obvious what's going on in our country. Everyone can feel it. There is no mystery here. So I'd like to hear from you guys down in the comments how you're affected, or if you watch the State of the Union, what your thoughts and opinions may be on that. So thank you so very much for your continued support. Appearing there on the screen, that would be the channel icon. You guys can click on that to subscribe, as well as to get notifications when there's content here on the channel. Thank you I hope you guys are enjoying the shorts. I'm putting those out almost daily. But nonetheless, guys, I will see you in the next video.